Get ready to hear the truth about America. A news show that isn't allergic to the facts. The Bold Conservative. Now, here's your host, James Ledbetter.
All right. Welcome to all my bold conservatives out there. We have a wonderful show in store for you today. First, we're going to be talking about Nancy Pelosi's remarks on Trump's, quote, racist statements regarding the freshman Democrats in Congress. Then we're going to be talking about how the Democrats have desensitized the American public on the word racist. But first, a word from our sponsors. Bluehost website hosting is one of the top recommended WordPress providers by WordPress.org. Enjoy hassle-free WordPress installation on all accounts, or you can choose one of their beautifully pre-built templates to get started. Trained in-house experts are there to help you 24/7. Their robust help center includes guides, video tutorials, and more. Try Bluehost and love it, or get a refund within 30 days of signing up. Not too many website hosts can say that. Your satisfaction is their top priority. Also, get access to marketing services, tools, and paid ad credits to boost your website's global reach. Get a special deal of only $3.95 per month when you visit them at bluehost.com/track/theboldconservative. The link will be in the description. Get started on your beautiful website hosting today. Now, that being said, escalations, as you know, ramped up yesterday on Capitol Hill as tensions erupted into a floor fight on the House of Representatives yesterday afternoon, as Speaker Nancy Pelosi spoke in favor of a resolution condemning, quote, racist comments by President Trump. And Pelosi's words were eventually ruled out of order by House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer. A Democrat announced the decision from the House parliamentarian. The words used by the gentlewoman from California contained an accusation of racist behavior on the part of the president, Hoyer said, in a decision that technically banned Pelosi from speaking on the House floor for a brief period of time. The words should not be used in debate. Of course, the Democrat-controlled House then voted along party lines not to strike Pelosi's words from the record and voted separately to restore her speaking privileges. One Democrat in Congress told Fox News, "We're going to defend our speaker, regardless of how evil and wrong she is." The dramatic episode began when Speaker Pelosi prepared remarks condemning Trump's turn personal. In other words, she got personal with it. And then Georgia Representative Doug Collins rose to challenge her and demand that her words be taken down. The extraordinary rebuke was first of its kind, involving a member of Congress and a Speaker of the House in decades. Here is our first clip.
Joining us right now is Congressman Doug Collins, Republican from Georgia, who asked Nancy Pelosi to rephrase those comments. She did not. So why did you request that those comments be taken down?
Because they were against frankly, how we're supposed to talk on the House floor. It's just something that may seem trite to many people in the world, especially with everybody saying what they want to say and saying it how they want to say it. But when you come to the House floor, it is a place of dignity, it's a place of decorum, and it's a place where we debate the most serious issues of our time. I don't believe this issue yesterday, this resolution, was there for any other reason except political jab at our president. But it is a place where we have to, if we don't maintain decorum on this floor, then we devolve into something that we don't want to be. And she is like everyone else. She is subject to the rules. She broke the rules, and that's why we did it.
As you can see, Representative Doug Collins from Georgia recognized that Pelosi was doing the very thing that her own party is accusing her of doing, and that's being racist. So the Democrats have completely lost all moral character, and now everything that the president says, they claim is racist. Everything you say, they claim is racist. But that's just normal, everyday Democrats. When the House is on the floor, they are expected to speak a certain way and to leave their personal opinions outside the House floor. Yet Nancy Pelosi decided to call the president racist, which is her opinion. Of course, when you ask the Democrats, tell us one thing that Trump has done that is actually racist, they can't do it. They can't come up with one instance. Nancy Pelosi can't come up with an instance. It's not racist. People, listen to me for a minute. It's not racist to love your country. It's not racist to want to protect the border. It's not racist to push border laws. And it's not racist to tell people if they don't love your country to leave. However, since they say it was directed, which it wasn't, it was directed toward anybody that does not love the United States. Hey, basically Trump was saying, if you don't love the country, you can leave at any time. Nobody's stopping you. You can get on a plane and you can fly to whatever destination you choose. That's not racist, people. Yet Nancy Pelosi chose to virtue signal and claim that Trump was specifically talking to the 4 Democrats that just so happen to be women of color. So Nancy Pelosi is doing exactly what her party said that she's doing. Or she accused Trump of doing what her own party just called her racist. And it's really sad that she would use, I mean, I know all of you were raised, treat others as you want others to treat you. Yet Nancy Pelosi doesn't follow that rule. I don't know if she was trying to please her party and get her off her back. Get them off her back. That's what she was trying to do. They're all on her. They're all criticizing her. But anyway, this has nothing to do with policy. It has nothing to do with anything other than the Democrats are unhappy with the 2016 election, and they want to undo it as quickly and as efficiently as they possibly can. They come up with everything that they can to try to impeach this president. And Representative Doug Collins also confirmed that in the same interview. Roll the footage.
My question is, why are they silent about a Mexican flag that was raised over an American facility? Why are they being silent about someone who attacked a facility in Seattle? Why are they always seeming to find that they can conveniently ignore that or conveniently ignore other members of their party?
What's the answer to that? Why? Why?
Because they don't like what's going on. They would rather have open borders. They'd rather have their own way. They enjoy a socialist perspective more than they enjoy the freedoms that we have in America.
Congressman, there's going to be a motion to impeach, I think, today. How is the Speaker going to deal with that?
It'll be interesting to see. I think the Speaker is, she's really having almost a co-speakership with the 4 freshmen and herself. Maybe they'll get together and actually discuss how they're going to do it, but they'll probably figure out a way to either table it or just put it up there. Al Green's been doing this for months and really years. They don't like the November 16 election. Let's break this down very simply. They don't like the president. They don't like the good economy. They don't like that things are happening. They believe the November 2016 election was a farce. They've tried every investigation in the world, and it's still one thing is true. The president is still president, and we're moving forward, and they are in chaos.
So as you can see, they, like Doug Collins said, they aren't interested in anything you have to say. They're not interested in what you think. They're more interested in getting rid of this president. And they're going to try by any means necessary. That's what the whole ordeal was. And I don't know if you've noticed, but when the Democrats are under fire, immediately they come up with some sort of issue and they push that issue, trying to get the rage police to come after whoever it is that they're trying to attack. So each and every day, there's a different rage. There's a different thing that the Democrats are supposed to be mad at. See, the Russia narrative fell through. Bob Mueller and his report confirmed that there was no collusion. That's what they were banking on. They were banking on that the whole time. However, as it fell through, they had to come up with other things. Now, they're back on the Trump is racist, Trump is a misogynist, Trump hates women, Trump hates immigrants. They can't stop, and they're not going to stop. Jim Jordan said it best. They're not going to stop until they have the president impeached. There's no grounds for impeaching the president. The Trump campaign, the Trump administration is well within their First Amendment rights to tell people if they don't love this country, if they hate America, then they can leave America. He's well within his First Amendment rights. Now, the left, they want to critique and criticize everything that the president says. I mean, can you blame them? They have nothing. They know they're going to lose in 2020. They know they're going to lose the House in 2020, and they're scared. They're scared, and they're pushing whatever narrative they can to turn as many Americans as they can against President Trump. So here's the thing. Women unemployment is at a 60-year low. Black unemployment and Latino unemployment is at an all-time low. The economy is doing better, and they can't stand it. They don't like it, and they want to try to stop it. They know the majority of Americans are on Trump's side. They know the majority of America wants to see the country succeed. And it's succeeding under President Trump. I mean, you ask yourself this. Every time Trump talks to Putin, or every time Trump talks to North Korea, Kim Jong-un, the liberal media goes fanatic. They go crazy. They go into hysterics about how Trump is colluding. Number one, the president is supposed to talk. It's called foreign policy. He is supposed to talk to nations trying to seek peace. But the Democrats don't want peace. The Republicans, they don't want to go to war with these countries. They don't want to go to war with Iran. But the Democrats do, because they know if Trump is in office and the United States goes to war with any of these countries, if one American is killed in this skirmish or war, then they're going to put all the blame on Donald Trump. That's what they're going to do. They have nothing else, and they're looking for anything, even to call him racist, when they know that he's not racist. Everything that he said has been said before. And any red-blooded American would say the same thing. If you do not love the country, no one is keeping you here. It doesn't matter if you're white. It doesn't matter if you're brown or black or blue or green or yellow or red. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. If you do not like this country, you need to leave. You need to go to a country where you think your policies best fit. And it just so happens that these 4 congresswomen just so happen to be a non-white female congresswomen. And that's what the Democratic Party is trying to push. That Trump is misogynist, that Trump is sexist, that Trump is racist. So they have desensitized the word racist, because they call everything racist now. And the American people are so sick of hearing about everything being racist. And that's what we're talking about in our second half. But first, consider GameFly. GameFly puts video games where they belong, in the hands of the gamers who love them. The GameFly website and mobile app for iPhone, iPad, and Android all make it easier than ever to buy, rent, and play the games you love for less. GameFly's mission is to provide the most cost-effective and convenient way to play a wide range of console games. Subscribers select titles on their website, receive video games via first-class mail, and return the games to GameFly at their convenience using the company's prepaid mailers. Subscription pricing ranges from $15.95 per month for a 1-game plan, or $36.95 per month for a 4-game plan. Subscribers also have the option to purchase a video game they are currently renting through GameFly's Keep feature. They also sell used console games. Start your free trial at GameFly and rent games for your favorite gaming platforms today. The link will be in the description below. All right, that being said, I said it before and I'll say it again. 90% of the racism in America comes from the Democratic Party and the left. They live off of it and exploit it. It is unconsciously, to the degree they do this, ruining the lives and futures of the very people they say they are helping in the process. People, I'm uniquely positioned to say this because I spent most of my life on the left and was a civil rights worker. Then, and I'll admit it, I voted for Obama the first time in 2008. Why? Because I was thinking that it would be great to have a black president. And that's the only reason why most Democrats voted for Obama. Simply because of the color of his skin. Then once Obama was elected, I started waking up I started seeing that the Democratic Party is racist. The Democratic Party doesn't care about the American people, and everything that anybody says that they don't like, they label to be racist. And that's what the four Congress freshman Democrat women have done. And that's what they continue to do. So bad, in fact, that they accuse Nancy Pelosi of targeting them because they were women of color. And I have a clip. Run the clip.
Are you speaking to Nancy Pelosi?
Our teams are in communication. Our chiefs are meeting.
But shouldn't it be a face-to-face? I want to know if you were
She's
speaking...
the new member, not the speaker.
No, but I want
She
to
has
know...
every right to sit down with her in any moment, any time, with any of us.
Yeah.
She is Speaker of the House. She can ask for a meeting to sit down with us for clarification. The fact of the knowledge is, and I've done racial justice work in our country for a long time, acknowledge the fact that we are women of color. So when you do single us out, be aware of that and what you're doing, especially because some of us are getting death threats, because some of us are being singled out in many ways because of our backgrounds, because of our experiences and so forth. But I think
Alexandria,
the question
are you interested
should be,
in having a conversation face-to-face
Oh, absolutely.
with House Speaker
Absolutely.
Nancy Pelosi?
why wouldn't she sit down with her?
Yeah, no, absolutely, and we've reached out to that end.
As you can see, all four of these freshmen call themselves the harbingers of justice and what is right. Every one of them complain about the treatment of children in these detention facilities, while, on the other hand, at the same exact time, telling the American people that unborn children do not matter, that women have a right to murder their babies in the womb or even shortly after the baby is born. Wow. So the hypocrisy has become very strange. And it's nothing short of insanity. These people, these four women are insane. And what does Pelosi do? Pelosi panders to them because they're attacking her now. They're attacking Pelosi, and now Pelosi panders to them yesterday on the House floor. So all four of these women, if you criticize them, they're going to call you racist. Even though these four women say the stupidest racist things, it doesn't matter. If you criticize them, the left will call you racist. And it's really extreme, and it's gotten to the point that the American people hear the word racist now. And let me tell you something. Racism is a serious issue. I hate racism. I can't stand racist people on either side. It doesn't matter if you're white and you're racist against blacks. It doesn't matter if you're black and racist against whites. I don't like it. I condemn it. By all means, I condemn any form of racism. Now, racism being a serious issue on both sides, the Democrats have desensitized the American listeners, the American people, the taxpayers, the voters, that every time they hear Democrats screaming racist, they shake their head and say, yeah, right, we don't care. We don't care anymore. We don't care because everything is racist now. And like I said in the beginning of the second half, 90% of the racism in America today comes from the Democratic Party. And it's true. The original KKK was Democrats. It was insane then, and it's the same now. But you have all of these people constantly trying to get our minds off who the racist ones are by calling everybody they disagree with racist. Since 2015, milk has been racist, movies have been racist, and here lately, you have Disney redoing their movies with people of color instead of white people. So you have The Little Mermaid, which was originally cast as a white red-headed girl. They're making her black now. And if you complain about that, they call you a racist. However, and it's the same way with this 007. I could care less who plays 007. But if you're doing it to pander, if you're doing it to please a certain race or a certain class of people, you are yourself a racist. And that's simple. Racist is thinking that, and the Democrats do this all the time. They call people like me, people like you, straight white males, white privilege, and all that. By pointing out that somebody has white privilege, coming from a white person that has white privilege, that grew up, most of these people grew up, they've never held a job, they've never paid taxes, they live in their mother's basement, but yet they think that they have the authority to go around dictating who's racist and who's not. They think they have the right to tell you that you need to pay reparations. For what? I've never known a slave. My ancestors never owned slaves. And nobody alive today has owned slaves in America. And nobody alive today has been a slave. So these are just the type people that don't want to work, people. They don't want to hold a job. They don't want to do what it takes to support their own families. They think you owe them. And if you disagree with that, you guessed it, you're a racist, according to them. So the fact that the Democrat Party constantly points out who's racist and who's not, that constantly points out the color of people's skin. They don't respect you if you have white skin. That's racist. It doesn't matter if you're white and you're a racist against whites, you're a racist. It doesn't matter. And there are people on both sides that are racist. But everybody's trying to avoid pointing that out. This is what we should do. If the Democrat Party says that a certain person is racist, okay, perfect example. The women's sports should be protected. Men shouldn't be able to be allowed to dominate women's sports. But if a man says he feels like a woman and then goes in and dominates the woman's sport, and anybody says anything against it, they're sexist and homophobic. So this is what we should say. When they say we are homophobic, we should call them sexist, because they don't think that women should have their own sports without men being involved. So that's sexist, but they keep trying to avoid that part of it. I believe women's sports should be left alone, and the women should be able to, because you have so many women working hard in their sports, just to have some guy one day decide that he feels like a woman, because this guy can't beat men in sports, so he's going to go beat women. That's wrong. That's completely wrong. That shouldn't be allowed. And anybody who does allow it is sexist. And we should point that out. They're misogynists and they're sexist. But getting back to this racist thing, the Democrat are going to keep pointing out that everybody's racist, and they're going to keep pointing at things that aren't racist and claiming that they are just because they don't agree with them. They're going to completely desensitize the word racist. So even though racism does exist, even though there are racist, disgusting people on the planet that hate somebody simply because of the color of their skin, it's not going to matter in a few years anymore. Nobody's going to pay attention to it. And the Democratic Party, since everything is racist, and they're even calling Democrats racist, they're even calling their own party members racist. They're calling Nancy Pelosi racist. They're calling anybody that they disagree with or points out their errors. If you point out their errors, they claim you're racist. That's ridiculous. And it's getting old. These people need to grow up and realize that the world does not revolve around them. They seem to think that the world revolves around them, that they're more important than anybody else. And the only ones I hear screaming racists are privileged white liberals who have nothing better to do. They have no job to go to. They have nothing better to do but to go around dictating what's racist and what's not. I'm so sick of that. I grew up drinking milk. I grew up watching certain movies. I grew up listening to certain comedians. But if the comedian says something that they disagree with, they're racist and should be condemned. Comedy has always been comedy. And you've always had people who find it funny to say certain things. But if they say those certain things today, they would be labeled racist. And the word's desensitized. Well, we're running out of time. Tune in tomorrow as we expose the deep state. Talk to you later.